Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about everything that's new around Battlefield 6. Basically, this video is going to be a news roundup, and there are so many interesting stuff we're going to talk about today. Right now, developers are actually acknowledging Bloom, aka Spread, which is bugged most of the times. They're acknowledging that movement is going to change actually. Maybe not the movement, because the movement is all right, but they are going to change the penalties in the near future. And visibility changes are also a part of a new patch coming to the game. We're going to talk about Conquest getting a ridiculous change in ticket counts, when in reality that was not really necessary. Also, rush tickets have changed. We're going to talk about that. And finally, we're going to take a look at how many copies Battlefield 6 has sold, which is something around 7 million copies, which is just amazing, honestly. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and start this video. Just keep in mind that I'm actually cooking you a video about Bloom, aka Spread, and I'm going to give you a weapon setup for a few weapons that will completely make Bloom go away. And you can try that out on any carbine, any assault rifle, probably even LMGs, and you're going to love it. So stay tuned for that video. It's going to drop really soon. However, let's go ahead and take a look at the news. Shroud actually said Bloom bug never fixed from beta unlucky. However, Florian, the principal game designer on Battlefield 6, responded just like this. The beta bug was actually fixed, but we've identified another issue, two in fact, that impacts dispersion / bloom in an unintended way and will cause you to have more dispersion at times. The team is working on this, and we're looking at general balance / tuning of dispersion too. And he continues saying, and fun fact, the beta bug was actually related to sliding, as you called out. So first of all, they're acknowledging what's going on. The spread is actually having some problem, and they are going to fix it. Now that is really great. This thing has been really hurting people a lot, especially when you feel your bullets not hitting a target. Sometimes, it's different from match to match. Sometimes everything feels great, and sometimes your aim is just off, and the game isn't consistent really. However, some other user actually asked about the blinding exposure when you leave any building, and that really happens a lot in Operation Firestorm. Florian responded, yes, we're absolutely looking at that as well. So this actually assures us that there is also a visibility change coming to the game, and that exposure is going to actually get fixed. Also, someone else asked about the supply bag, which is also bugged. Sometimes it doesn't work. This actually happened to me today, and I was out of ammo, just running around a supply bag without getting refilled, which was really a pain in the butt. And he responds with, yes, we're aware of that as well, and it is being fixed. It happens if you deploy it on more complex geometry on maps. So he actually answered some community concerns here as well. That's really great for DICE developers and producers to be in touch with the community. That is really something good for the community as well. Also, in another post, someone asked something interesting. They say Zoomers were liking movements in the beta. In the release, Battle Dads like the movement. Can we get an in-between to please all the community? And Florian actually responds to this really interestingly. We're looking at adjustments for sure to find a good in-between. We already have some changes that are cooking on our side and monitoring the feedback for more. So what they're going to do basically is that these guys are going to change the movement, not the movement probably, because the movement is almost the same as the open beta, but in fact they are going to reconsider all these accuracy penalties for jumping and sliding and all those kind of stuff. And in my opinion, again, the beta movement was perfect. They did not need it to change anything. Nobody asked for it, and honestly that was something wrong to do. However, if they're trying to fix that, then that's great. Also, Battlefield Bulletin says something about this exposure thing that happens on a lot of maps. When you're inside of a building, you really can't see outside. It's some sort of exposure effect that actually blinds you. And Battlefield Bulletin says something interesting about this. Battlefield 6 is forcing players to use the HDR calibration settings instead of the auto HDR, which is causing a blown out effect in inside and outside areas. The extreme brightness is also present while using SDR, with the consequent loss of detail. Manhattan Bridge and Operation Firestorm are the worst with this, but also New Salt Lake City, Siege of Cairo, and other multiplayer maps. DICE says they're working on some improvement in this area, and they're actually showing some pictures for this as well, so you can actually see what they mean by this exposure effect. Now, this actually means a lot when it comes to a multiplayer FPS game. Visibility, okay? You need to see what's going on outside, and this whole visibility thing in Battlefield 6 is something that really needs to improve because it's just lacking, lacking big time in this department. Also, Vince Zampella stated that as part of their commitment to deliver non-stop entertainment to players, each season of Battlefield 6 will feature distinct phases with brand new content every month, starting with Season 1 on October 28th. All gameplay impacting features will be free or earnable as part of their commitment to fair play and access for all players. So we knew this from before. Season 1 is going to start on October 28th. It's going to give us 5 new guns, 2 new maps, and some new game modes and events are going to also take place during that time period. Now let's talk about Conquest, because with a backend update, Battlefield Studios has reduced the starting ticket count across all Conquest maps in Battlefield 6, Siege of Cairo, Empire State, New Salt Lake City, and Iberian Offensive from 1,000 tickets to 900, Liberation Peak and Manhattan Bridge from 1,000 to 800, Merak Valley and Operation Firestorm from 1,000 to 700. Just to clarify, Battlefield Studios is reducing the starting ticket count because of the time limit. According to them, many rounds were concluding by time limit as opposed to when one team run out of tickets. The solution here should be increasing the time limit, not reducing the starting ticket count. Couldn't have said it better myself. This is just a ridiculous fix to a easily fixable problem. If you have 1,000 tickets, which is something normal for Conquest games in almost any Battlefield game, and people run out of time, it doesn't mean 1,000 tickets are too much. It just means that you give them little time. Simple as that. So if it's 20 minutes, if it's 25 minutes, I'm not really sure. I guess it's 25 minutes. Just make it 30 minutes. Make it 35. So people don't run out of time for no reason. I really hope these guys are reverting this change, because this just doesn't make sense. This is ridiculous, honestly. You shouldn't make Conquest matches shorter. The game already looks like you're playing TDM. Honestly, your Conquest matches, they look like you're playing TDM. You're always in a constant gunfight. The maps are small. Every objective is filled with players. You can't even rest in between gunfights, and you're just reducing ticket count. To make Conquest even shorter, that is just, nonsense. I'm not buying into this at all. These people need to wake up. Like, what kind of fix is this? Whose idea was this, honestly? My opinion, they should revert this immediately and just fix the timer. Give it 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, and the issue is gone. They're actually fixing a problem by introducing another problem. This is just nonsense, man. I hope they actually fix this. But we also have some backend updates for Battlefield 6. These went live about 2 to 3 days ago. Rush ticket count has been increased for some maps to the intended amount of 100, up from 75. They also changed some weapons as well, reduced the muzzle velocity of the M2010 ESR sniper rifle from 900 meters to 800 meters per second. Also, they reduced the muzzle velocity of the PSR sniper rifle from 750 to 720 meters per second. Also, shotgun projectiles will now take drag into account. And guys, finally, this is breaking news. EA says Battlefield 6 has sold over 7 million copies during the first 3 days of launch. Let me give you the statistics for previous Battlefield titles selling copies in the first week. Battlefield 3 sold 4.68 million copies. Battlefield 1 sold 3.46 million. Battlefield 4, 2.59, and Hardline 1.48 million. So this simply means that Battlefield 6 has sold in 3 days twice the amount of Battlefield 1 did in the first week after release. Incredible, man. Like, the sales on Battlefield 6 were incredible, and that's why these guys need to be very careful with every single change that they introduce to this game. Shortening Conquest, doing crazy stuff like that. This game is now actually the best FPS game out there in the world, because FPS market is completely dry, so they have to do whatever possible not to mess this one up. And that brings us to the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful, somewhat informative. You make sure to go down in the comment section, let me know what you think about the video. And again, I'm cooking you a setup video to help you get rid of bloom. I have my specific setup for some weapons that makes a difference of day and night, so stay tuned to the channel because that video is coming your way soon. Thank you all guys for watching, and until next time guys, stay cool.